story pinned. It's like my background on my Twitter page.
Okay.
Because I thought I didn't even know about it
Right.
until I was older, and I was like trying to search to see some stuff about my grandpa or whatever.
Right.
But yeah, man. So we got like a 5-minute timer till the show starts. So we got up right now, so you guys can share the link. But yeah, man. Honestly, because of that, I never had that. I never saw how much honestly, like how much animosity there was between Black Americans and Africans.
Right.
Like I'd heard little things here and there, and like I remember watching Friday, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, the African booty scratcher stuff, right? Like,
yeah.
And and I knew it was kind of there or whatever, but then just in the last 2 weeks, when I was listening and I saw the space, I was like, yo, like,
yeah. I always like heard about it, but it was like until we actually like came up here. You know what I mean? It wasn't like I don't even think it wasn't no thing though.
There's a much bigger African population up here than it is like we from Hampton Roads, Virginia.
Okay.
So it's a much larger African.
Yeah, I mean Brooklyn Park Looking Center got a bunch of Liberians and Sierra Leoneans because that's where my pops is from. He's from Sierra Leone.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so like I kind of I joined this organization, Sierra Leone community in Minnesota, SCLMN.
Yeah.
And so like I do stuff with them or whatever, but going to like the meetings and they're doing different stuff. But yeah, so yeah, dude, it's been a trip.
I ain't even, man. I wasn't even aware of that stuff, man.
No, I mean, if you listen to Tariq Nasheed, I mean, this is not like a new topic. You know what I'm saying?
He's been on this for a minute, right?
He's been on it for a minute.
It ain't a new topic at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just that because it's so crazy because like when I first when I first got up here, I used to work like. You know what I mean? Like warehouse jobs. There used to be Africans everywhere. You know what I mean? I used to sit with them.
What up there?
You know what I mean? I used to sit with them, eat all type of African food. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was
about to go live on this thing.
I mean,
click on that link. You can watch it.
It was cool, man. I ain't had no problem with. See, and then like somebody would make a statement every now and then. You know what I mean? We'd debate. We won't argue or nothing. You know what I mean? They're like, you don't speak real English. That's what they say.
Yeah.
You don't speak real English. I speak British English.
Yeah.
That's what they say. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, what you mean? So you telling me the people who taught y'all is real English? They're like, we talk real English. Like, what is real English? You know what I mean? Like.
So y'all originally from Virginia?
Yeah,
Virginia Beach.
Virginia Beach. Okay. I don't think I ever been out to Virginia Beach.
Yeah, man.
I've heard about it or whatever, but that's like, is that like the top part of Virginia? The middle?
Nah, it's like the south.
South part?
Yeah.
So it's basically like, is it Virginia and then is it North Carolina?
North Carolina.
And then South Carolina? Okay.
Yeah, and Georgia and Florida.
A little bit of Georgia and then Florida.
Man, the last time we were supposed to come here was like right after my team, the 49ers. It was right after we beat y'all. I couldn't wait to come here, and I was like, then we had to switch it. But
you didn't beat us. Dakota didn't play his best game.
Yeah, that's
okay. And I'm upset with him because I knew how sorry your fucking quarterback was. Dude is sorry. They're gonna cut his ass tomorrow.
I like him, man, but.
He's a bonehead.
See, that's what it is. It's not that he throw interceptions; it's the way he throw them.
He's a bonehead. You'll have the guy that'll throw 3 touchdowns and then give you an interception.
Yeah.
Like, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no correct time to throw an interception.
Yeah.
Dude, he just at the wrong damn time. Cause I thought that they might have had a chance of coming back, but then again, Garoppolo. How you say his name?
Garoppolo?
He does not scare you as a quarterback that in the fourth quarter, when time left, you worry about.
Nah, he don't.
You can get pressure on him.
Yeah, which they did. Which they did, so, yeah.
And then, come on, Matt Stafford. Oh, God.
Well, I hope they win. I hope they beat the Bengals because if they don't beat
the Bengals winning the whole season.
I ain't rocking with the Bengals.
And and Rams is my second favorite team, but I think the Bengals taking it out. That boy Joe Burrow, that boy got heart.
See the thing is, I don't like what they doing. Tom Brady left. Now they trying to crown somebody else already. I see what they doing to him. They got him showing him smoking a cigar with his fur coat. I'm like, man, get that shit out of here. I see what y'all doing already. They trying to do that with Baker Mayfield, man. They trying to do the exact same thing.
But he does not have the charisma. He's off.
Welcome to Black Republican, Black Democrat. I'm your co-host, AK Kamara.
And I might be Jamar tonight.
You might be Jamar tonight?
Maybe tonight. Maybe.
How's the night going, bro?
Depends on how my buzz feels. I can't complain. And who the hell gonna listen? We only got an hour.
I mean, we only
got a damn hour.
Speaking to a podcast, so.
Well, I won't do much complaining, but I'll save that for another show and another podcast where we got some white folks that sit around and try to coach me into feeling different. I'm just saying. It's normally what they'll do, right?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
It's Black History Month, bro.
We are in the second day
Yeah.
of the greatest month of all 12 of them.
The greatest month of all. You like Black History Month more than you like Christmas, dog? Like December's got some fire dates.
Wait till you have some kids, then the answer would be yes.
Because you ain't got to buy.
The answer would be yes, Negro.
Well, I guess technically you got Valentine's Day. Can't sleep on Valentine's Day.
Well, if she starts acting right again, then I'll have Valentine's Day. But right now, we're in the stages of I'm mad at you. I'm not texting you. I'm taking 2 days to text you. So she's not watching either.
Did you kind of just slide that in as you're getting close to?
I didn't say anything.
As you're getting close to
we're gonna edit
Valentine's Day, you kind of slide that in. So you're like, psh,
I have no. Listen,
let's talk on the 15th.
We're gonna watch. We're gonna pop popcorn, Jiffy Pop popcorn. You got it. That's Spike Lee. We're gonna pop Jiffy Pop popcorn and watch. Let's Do It Again or something.
Yeah,
so you ain't hip to that either. Or Uptown Saturday Night. I'm old school. So you don't know those movies.
I'm 37, bro.
That doesn't matter. You don't know black films?
No, I know black films, man.
No, old school. Let me say this right then. Old school black films.
Like
that's Richard Pryor. I'm sorry. That's Bill Cosby and Sidney Poitier.
Okay.
Yeah, the late Sidney Poitier.
Okay, I watched black.
No,
movies
who just died? Was that him that just died?
Sidney Poitier just died. Yeah, but I watched black movies from like the 80s and 90s. Now.
Well, so do I. I mean, what about Breaking? You hip on that? Breaking or Busting Loose?
No, man. That's too old head for me, man.
It is not. I'm gonna have to. You got to come over. You got to come over. Speaking of old head and Black History Month,
yeah.
You bought something that you wanted to show us a little synopsis of Black History Month.
Yeah,
correct?
yeah. I think it's cool to show the audience just for those of you that don't know what Black History Month, how it was founded, and things like that. So we're gonna just kind of play.
A lot of us think white folks gave us the shortest month of the year, and they didn't.
They're like, no one wants this month.
They didn't.
Wants this month. So Ted, when you get a chance, let's roll with that clip, brother.
Woodson, the father of black history, knew that knowledge of the African American experience would be the last way to destroy the chains of slavery. And so he made it his life's passion. In early 20th century America, it was popularly accepted that blacks in Africa had contributed nothing to world civilization, that slavery actually benefited those Africans who had the good fortune to be caught up in the slave trades.
It was damaging African Americans because they too were being exposed to these ideas and accepted them as truth, and it had a damaging effect on their self-esteem and their belief in their themselves to be able to go on and educate and contribute to the world.
Those kinds of distortions not only permeated the world of white Americans, but sunk deeply into the souls of African Americans. If one was to believe these lies about his own people, then how could he achieve the confidence to break the mold? In 19 books and dozens of published articles, Carter G. Woodson worked to erase that false history and began to help all Americans of all cultures to understand the true history of the African people's experience in America and across the world.
When you think of black people as inferior, it would only make sense, this argument that they had done nothing to contribute to the world. So he's going to point out all of those fallacies and really try to give the black community a rallying point around which to push their efforts, that we really needed to do something to make people aware, not just black people, but white people, about all of the contributions that people of African descent, both on the continent of Africa and also in this country, have made to the world and to the United States of America.
He believed that hard facts.
So that's how that's Negro contributions. And I'm really glad you brought that in, because, we talk about that all the time, and you being Republican, being in a party that tries to poo-poo black accomplishments and black folks and doesn't go out to make concerted efforts to hire black folks. And then when we do, you call it affirmative action. It's nuts. And so that's why I'm glad tonight's panel is who it is. Because so we've never had that. I don't think we've never had a panel full of brothers on the show that think differently than, well, we'll see. They might think differently than I.
Yeah, you never know. That's the whole point of having the conversation. I will say, though, real quick, is that I actually follow a Facebook page, and it's like Black Republicans in history, and every single day, they share this day in history. This was an accomplishment by a Black Republican, and so they do that every single day. And like I'll share different stuff that I think is interesting or cool. So I think that's important. I kind of want to just a couple of things as we get started here. Thank you for joining the show. Those of you that it's your first time tuning in, please make sure to like the Facebook page. If you're watching this on YouTube, please make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. To find out more about connecting with us on our socials, please head to our link tree, which is linktr.ee/BRBD. There's going to connect you with everything, our Instagram, our TikTok. Most importantly, it will allow you to actually support us with a contribution or donation through our Patreon account. This show is completely ran on contributions, and if there are no contributions, it's ran on Jamar and AK's pocketbook,
and which is running mighty damn short.
So whether or not you want to contribute $1, $100, $1,000,
there you go.
Please go ahead and make that contribution.
Let me stop you.
What makes the show happen.
Never tell black folks or greedy white folks to give you $1. They would do just that.
If 1,000 people give $1, I'm down with that.
Well, true, but don't tell greedy white folks to just give us $1. We got to ask for more.
So please make sure to hit our socials and be able to support our show and everything that we have going on. Today's show, like you said and you alluded to earlier, is going to be a dope show. I've been really looking forward. I got turned on to who our guests are by a bunch of different people, and you might think this is funny, right? But I honestly, dude, I have been at Republican events, and I'd randomly from time to time have people come and approach me, and they would be asking me, "Hey, have you seen Prince?" I'm like, "Who?" And then someone's like,
Little red Corvette.
And I was like, I don't know who you're talking about. And this person pulled me aside. They're like, oh, they think that you're Prince and Cedric, these two brothers that have this show.
Now somebody white did that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The defense rests, Your Honor. Only white folks think we really look alike. Now when we bring these brothers on camera, don't now none of us look alike.
But so I'm just saying that's happened a couple of times.
Damn.
And there's been times where they caught themselves, like it's like maybe from across the room, maybe the eyes ain't too good, and they get close up and they're like, it ain't their eyes, it ain't too good. So today we are joined.
It's that racism in their belly.
Today we are joined by Cedric and Prince.
How you doing, man?
How y'all doing, man? Flip your microphone on the bottom there. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, how y'all doing, man?
Hey, welcome to the show, fellas.
Hey, man, we appreciate y'all for having us on.
Glad to have y'all, man.
Blessed, man.
You know, look. Let's get right to it, goddamn.
Let's get
right to it. Bunch of topics that I wanted to have on purpose because we never had a. I've been doing the show 6 years, and I don't remember. I'd get high, but I don't remember ever having a show of all brothers. I can't remember that, so I'm excited about this. Yeah. So tonight's topics, for real, let's get to them.
Yeah.
What interests me is what's in the public right now is Brian Flores, formerly the Dolphins head coach, suing the league suing 3 teams in the league for racial discrimination and the practicing that they do in their hiring. I'm glad that the brother is doing this, right? And I do hope that other black coaches join. I know that they're risking their job, but sometimes you got to flip the finger to them and say, it's got to be about us and what's going on here.
Right.
In a league that's about 67, some say 70, about between 67 and 70% black. Right now, fellas, we've got one black head coach of 32 teams. 31 teams. You got one black head coach right now, all right? And the thing that the brother brought to light, it doesn't surprise me. It's things that we've already known, right? I mean, the Rooney Rule 20 years ago was a sham. The fact that you had to force a league to interview, not hire, interview black coaches, minority, but black coaches was a damn shame, bro. What you think?
Man, to be honest, what came out yesterday with Brian Flores, it's stuff we already knew was happening, so it was good to actually see it on paper that this is what's going on. You know what I'm saying? You and the thing is, the topic of conversation 20 years ago or 30 years ago when I was a kid was that there were no black quarterbacks, which is Warren Moon and Randall Cunningham.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah. So then it gradually moved to a point where you started to see more black dudes being quarterbacks. So now, like, the next thing is like the head coaching. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is that they set a lot of these guys up for failure. They'll like even if they do hire a black coach, it's always like when the team wants to tank.
And when they're trying to, exactly.
You know what I'm
Why
saying?
they bring the black coaches in when the team is at the bottom, right?
Yep.
When the last 2 years they've only won a total of 4 games,
Yeah.
they want to bring the brother in. And here's the other thing. It's funny you say that. Not only that, black coaches are on a shorter leash than their white counterparts, right? Yep. And they get fired often when they've had winning seasons. Mm-hmm. Blind Forest been the example. The brother that was in Detroit.
Jim Caldwell.
Jim Caldwell had 2 winning seasons with
the Lions.
The Lions, damn it.
Yeah.
And they fired that brother, right? Mm-hmm. Hugh Jackson out there in Cleveland. Baker Mayfield had something to do with that too. A little snotty.
No, exactly.
Like the slap. He's one of them. You just want to slap him.
So, but here's the thing that I again, my whole thing is always, if you have an allegation, I'm always down to hear what you got to say, right? The fact that he's bringing this forward, a bunch of other things are coming up with it. But in order for me to be able to say that this is intentionally because he's black, you have to give me evidence.
Here you
bro.
go.
You can't give me like things that are kind of, well, this could mean this or this could mean this. So like you said the stat, right, about how many black head coaches are.
How many now did I say?
You said 1.
Okay.
And that is true. There is 1. But when you look at the other coaching staff, you have to understand, right? 1 of 32 teams means that 3% of your head coaches are black. Black men can like equal about 7, not even, it's like 6.5% of the total population of the United States. So it's not that far off because black people are such a small percent. Black men. Secondly, though, I want to throw this out there, is that there have been times when there's been more. So, like, when you say you get rid of, a black coach is coming in and replacing a scrub team, right? Most of the times when GMs are firing coaches, unless a coach dies or something like that, right? It's because they didn't perform well. So there's only one natural progression. You ain't gonna get rid of, what's the dude in Green Bay? I can't remember the head coach.
Who?
Adam
LaFleur?
Matt LaFleur.
LaFleur,
You ain't gonna get rid of him right now,
Right.
Unless like he's caught like
But wait a
texting
minute,
like children
but
or
this
something.
is the league they have though, right? But again, black men are on shorter leashes. I give kudos to the Wilfs for seriously going out making a real concerted. Now, what they're doing is a real concerted effort to, I hate to use the word, to bring in equality, ethnicity, is hiring that black GM. Now, there's more black GMs than there are black head coaches. There are no black owners in the league, okay? And remember how, speaking of this team, remember when the brother tried to buy this team, how he was treated.
Now you want to say something?
Go ahead,
What do
bro.
y'all want to say?
Prince.
Yeah. See, okay, so we talked about this earlier today. My thing is, I don't want, we understand it's racism. We know that. We know it's racism. But my thing is, I don't want to set a quota where you have to set like, okay, we got to do 10 black people. You know what I mean? I don't want that. See, this problem is happening so we can own our own stuff. That's why, not to ask again.
Yeah.
It's to put ourselves in position of power. That's the reason why. Because look, if I own a team, I'm hiring black people.
That's right.
You know what I mean? I'm hiring black people.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
so it's like I understand that if a white guy is the owner of the team, that most likely they're gonna hire white guys. See, now I think what we need to do, we need to overstep that. We need to start owning teams.
True.
On the football team.
But they hate us when we do. We just said
Yeah,
that.
I know.
We
absolutely.
had a conversation today where there's a lot of black dudes who've tried to own football teams, but those teams are never get to sold to anybody who's in a group or like could become a majority owner in the NFL. Now, you made a statement about black men only make up 6% or 7% of the total population.
Yeah.
Football is not the total population.
No, I know. Yeah.
So we got to deal with the field. The field of football is 70% black.
Yes.
So if you're dealing with the field of football that's 70% black, and you got 32 white owners, and you got one black head coach and 2 GMs, that's a race problem. See, the thing is, you don't always
say again. That's a what problem?
It's a race problem.
Okay.
You don't always have to wait for the N word for something to be a race problem.
That's
You know what
right.
I'm saying?
So,
That's right.
But again, my issue, right? Here's my issue, though. Even that's all true, right? Because I know that the league has a majority that because everybody will use that kind of on the other edge of it, right? They say the NFL can't be racist. Look how many millionaires are black because of the NFL, and then people say, well, that's just a small subsect of whatever. I ask questions, right? So the questions that I would ask are, what specifically is happening that head coaches are not being picked? Now, could there be a conspiracy to keep black people out?
Hell yeah.
There could be, but I would need to see that there was. And that's my I'm not saying that it's not.
Well, but
I am saying that just because something is disproportional doesn't automatically make it racist. It could be this simple.
But there's a reason it's
Just
disproportional,
hear
though,
me.
AK.
How many of the richest billionaires in America are black?
I only
Of
know
the
the one,
richest.
the dude from BET and then the African out there.
Yeah, there's not many.
Bob Johnson.
Right. And so
And Oprah.
and here's
Supposed to be Jay-Z.
right,
Yeah.
right. But he's not close to the top. I mean, he's
Right,
he's
right,
a
right.
low
Yeah,
billionaire. He's
right,
like 1 or 2 or 3
Right,
billion,
right,
right? Because to buy an NFL team, you need serious cash, right? A lot of cash. And so when these ownership groups come together, I think the natural progression is that because black wealth, because of NFL and the legacies of Michael Jordan and all of these greats, just think about the halftime show, right? Like, who would have imagined, right?
So
30
that's
years
why
ago,
they
the
think
halftime
that,
show.
see,
But
that's
I'm-
why they think that racism is gone. You're exactly right,
No, it's
because
not
they
the
got some Negroes producing
No, it's not the racism
halftime
gone.
show.
It's not the racism
It's
gone.
got Jay-Z working with the NFL now,
I'm
so
saying,
the league is...
I'm saying it's a natural progression.
It's
so
not natural.
So as there is more wealthy black people, right, and they have the ability to pool enough funds together to compete against these people that have literally because when you go to buy a team, here's what happens. They say, show me that you have enough assets that if your team sucks and you can't sell merchandise and you can't sell licensing, that you can still operate. Can you pull money from somewhere else?
Actually, no. Let me
that's
stop
what-
you.
no,
No,
that's
you might be
different.
thinking baseball. That's
Oh,
not.
or
That's
basketball.
not how the NFL does it.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
No.
The owners have a say.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. The other ownership group has a say, and I say again, I'm not saying that it's not possible. I'm saying
with this
that
thing,
unless
bro.
I can see it, I can't assume that it is
sometimes-
racism.
See, and I tell you this every week, though, and I tell this man this every week. Sometimes racism is not as overt as it used to be because it's illegal to be as overt as it used to be.
Absolutely.
There's still a good old boys network that exists. Just because, and I like to reverse it. When you said that there are a bunch of black rich men in the league,
Yeah.
I like to reverse that. How about those black men made those owners even richer? Now, Jerry Jones was a millionaire, but he wasn't the billionaire that he is now because of the black bodies that he hired. Now, Jerry Jones is my dude, but I have lost a total amount of respect for him over the years now for what he said, how he felt about Colin Kaepernick, the way he demanded his team better come, and that's his word, they better be on the sidelines, they better have their hands over the house. Excuse me, Massa Jones. So I think he's an incredibly smart dude, but now I've lost respect for him because you're now a plantation owner, not an NFL owner.
Absolutely.
Bro, when you have to... Go ahead.
I agree with you. See, but that brings me back to, we have to own our own stuff. We don't even support our own stuff that we own. You know what I mean? So, like you said today, what was it?
The Big Three.
The Big Three. The Big Three. He asked me, have I watched The Big Three? Ice
What
Cube
is that?
owned that. Basketball.
So the Big Three is a professional basketball league that a lot of people who play in the NBA now play in this league, and then a lot of people who like were really good college players or played overseas and stuff play in this league.
Or the NBA,
yeah, NBA, and people who retired from the NBA, and it's I've watched it. It's incredible, and it's black owned, and they got TV deals. Ice Cube is a commissioner, not the commissioner, but the owner. I think Clyde Drexler is the commissioner.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
but see, that's the thing. Like we need support stuff like that. See,
Correct.
sometimes we think that white people got to be behind stuff before we support it. You know what I mean? Just like me and him is like part minority owners of fan base is an app. You know what I mean? And it's the rival from Instagram, Twitter, like, you know what I mean, Facebook, all that stuff. But, black people come over there and they be like, this ain't even popping like that. And they go right back. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So the thing is, it's like when we have to support our own stuff. Right, you know what I mean? Or because that's what we're gonna get. We're gonna get Jerry Jones talking like that. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. Because it's two types of racism. Is that we can say the Confederate flag racism, and then the conservative Confederate flag racism. Then you got the liberal. Oh, I need to help these black people out because they can't help themselves. Racism.
Word,
you feel what I'm saying?
Word.
Oh, he likes that.
See, I don't see.
I'm on that wavelength with
that. It's two types going on. You know what I mean? And I don't want myself. I don't want to fit into either one. I don't want a white person to feel like he got to help me. You feel what I'm saying?
Here's the thing, right? I've said this before. The thing that makes me the most angry, and has ever since I was a kid, is when someone has pity on me. Okay?
Right.
Like, I'm a man. I am proud of who I am. Even the things that I've done wrong, I will take my licks, but don't you dare ever think that I can't do something because I'm black or because of whatever. Absolutely. That's the thing that infuriates me probably, honestly, more than anything else. And so I agree. But even in those cases when someone has pity on me, right, it makes me angry. But I don't necessarily, again, think that that's a racist position. It's just they have a different thinking process. And if I can try and help educate them, I might be like, the position that you have is that you are discounting my ability because of the color of my skin, because of the melanin in my skin. No. That is bad. Right. Like, even if you're like, well, look at the statistics. I'm like, yeah, I get all of that. But do it from what's the reason that the statistics exist?
They love it. They love to tell you when you down. Yeah. They love that. They don't want you holding your head up high, being, I could do anything. They hate that. They gotta be like, oh, you know, when y'all step out of this house, y'all get killed, right? You know the education is this, right? Yeah. They have to do that. That's what makes them feel better. That's the thing that makes them feel better than you. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. Other than that, they can't do it. They can't feel that way.
So I've learned, I've evolved, right, as a Democrat. I'm a proud Democrat. Right. I know the party nationally and locally can be shitty. Right. But I seriously have taken the rose-colored glasses off. I was a party man. I have no shame, and I was a party dude. I fall in line. right? Party man.
Right.
But it's taken watching my community and have brothers tell me, like, yo, Jamar, I know you're a Democrat, but you don't see what these white folks doing? Right. Or you don't see what these Democrats are doing? Because it ain't all the time white folks. It be some bad black Democrats too, right?
Right. Yep.
I've also evolved, and I always give black folks the ear when they're running for public office. Yeah. But all the time, that black man or that black woman ain't good for us, right? So that don't mean I'm going to just vote for you. I'm going to hear you out. You definitely get my ear. I'm going to listen to you first.
Absolutely.
But if we don't vibe on the same thing, I'm no longer just voting for you blindly because you're black now, right? And I know folks roll their eyes. Some folks will roll their eyes, right? And I used to be that dude that rolled their eyes like, nigga, you crazy? He black. Like we in front of some white folks.
Hey, man, me too. Me too. Yeah.
But black folks have sometimes, they let white folks infiltrate our community, their forethought. Absolutely. And they become, they use that institutional traumatization that we've been through as a people, and when they get that, I call it "shut up, nigga" money. Yeah, that's exactly what they do. You don't hear them being loud no more, talking about us as a community, right? Yep. You're absolutely right. We don't support each other enough. If there's a black corner store and you see the Arab corner store or the white corner store, we're less likely to go into your corner store. We're gonna go to them other two corner stores before we come to yours, right? Which is crazy. We cannot we gotta stop. We gotta remember how our buying power. But I think what's our buying power like?
Trillions.
Yeah, trillions.
A year,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Just in Minnesota, because I've been part of the Black Chamber of Commerce through my job. They're like, hey, we'll pay for this membership. I'm like, I bet. But I've been to a few luncheons, and even in Minnesota, there's billions of dollars
just black money
that doesn't get spent in black spaces. Now this is an interesting topic that I think I want to get y'all's opinion on. Okay. Yeah. So, being that I'm conservative, right, and I view myself as an individual, I understand that I understand that there are cultures, right? Cultures are important. I always have a hesitation, though, when I hear like, okay, so I'm going to specifically elevate just my culture, right? Yeah. And the reason that I have a problem with that is because I think you can get into, I think it can build superiority. Now, you might look at me like I'm crazy.
I do.
If I say black superiority, that's something that I am concerned,
and it's unheard of,
because that's what happened with white people. Is white people gained white superiority because they were like, we need to take care of our own. We need to take care of our own. And so my issue is on a principle that even if that would be a net positive for black communities and black culture to have more superiority, I still think from a philosophical standpoint, I don't like it. So, I want to ask y'all, like, how do you, find yourself that you don't want to create an air of superiority? Like I'm half white, right?
Right.
So what am I supposed to do?
Right.
Am I supposed to like split my money 50-50? 50% out of white shop, 50% out of black shop? Like, you know what I'm saying? So I just want to get y'all's opinion on it.
Man, Dr. Claude Anderson, he talks about how he was like, they call it race because it's a race. He said that black people are the only ones that's not playing that game. Every other race it's a race to the finish line. And so the thing is that we need to understand that we need to play that game, but we can't be the first. We can't be the only ones not playing that game. So if there's a concern about some superiority thing going on, we gotta let everybody else stop playing that game first before we stop. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta. We are the ones that don't support each other enough. Mm-hmm. If I'm not mistaken, like black Americans are like the 30th richest country on the planet. You know what I'm saying?
If they coalesced all of their buying power. Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we're richer than a bunch of countries. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So we're richer than all of Africa, most of Europe, most of Asia. Yeah.
But we don't know it.
But we don't know it. So if we come together, man, put our money together and start supporting each other, we'll see a huge difference in our schools. We'll see a huge difference in man, when you talk about sports, our own leagues. Our own corporations. But as long as we are think that we need to, we don't support each other, or think that we need to be accepted by a white establishment in order to feel accepted, then our money is always going to keep going over there. You know what I'm saying?
So like what I feel like, I'm not saying black superiority. I'm saying that we need to definitely teach black greatness. Mm-hmm. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like we don't need to be like superiority or anything like that, but we do need to teach our kids and our community that they great. You know what I mean? Right. You're powerful, you're strong. You feel what I'm saying? Because when they get to school, like when they little kids, they happy. They running around doing everything. As soon as you get to social studies, we owned y'all. We sprayed y'all. We put that water hose on y'all. We sick dogs on y'all. We did all this. You feel what I'm saying? So then they like, tell me, y'all did that to us. You feel what I'm saying? It's like they gonna get pounded when they get to school. You know what I mean? So before school, we gotta teach them how great they are. You know what I mean? We gotta teach them what's beautiful about being black. You know what I mean? It ain't no diss to nobody else. You know what I mean? It's just something that we need to do.
And here's the part that I completely agree with you, is that on an individual level, right? The factors that make you genetically what you are, what your cultural history is, those are all things that I believe people should be proud of.
Right.
And I think that because of how, in my personal opinion, this is my theory, because of how after the civil rights, right, and where you were able to remove a lot of these institutional barriers, there were still these barriers in which the mentality, the psyche, just basically got continued by, in my opinion, a lot of Democrat policies, because it made people feel, because of these wrongs that have happened, here's why you need this hand up, or this is why you need it. And I believe that also relates to this greatness equation. Right. When it's ingrained and you hear this and you hear this and you hear this, I understand that you have to point out problems, because if you don't point out a problem, how can you ever solve it, right? Right. But I think that pointing out a problem and then not ever being like, and because we can solve this, right? And when I say we, I mean people in a society can come together and solve it. But more specifically, you can't you can't want someone to want something more than you want it, right? Right. True. Like I can want women to do this, but if they're like, we don't want this, right, I can't force someone, and it could be my neighbor.
Well, which is what y'all doing now when it's called abortion. But y'all forcing. But here's the difference, though, bro. I think you still acting like as if white folks totally accept everything about black folks, right? That racism is gone. I mean, we talk about this all the time. White folks sure thought when President Obama got elected, oh shit, racism is gone. We got a black guy in there. It can't be. I can't be racist because I voted for him too. Right. So I'm not racist anymore. Right. I'm not racist. No. And then now we got a sister as VP. Well, racism really got to be gone because over 8 years now we've had 2 blacks in the White House. Right. Racism's gone, right? Okay. Really? Why did it take so long, right? And then you guys hate identity politics. No. I am absolutely going to push. I want, again, I'll use your word. You taught me it. Concerted effort to make sure that a sister or a brother is in a position. Why? Because for so long they've had their foot on our neck. So whatever metaphor you want to use, right? And that's real. So when there's a chance, I told him, and I told every Democrat, I was not going to support an all-white ticket with President Obama, with President Biden. I was not. I would have reluctantly stayed at home. If Klobuchar would have, we'd have lost. Even though we killed y'all by 7 million, I would have not. I'd have stayed at home because I wanted a sister. Look, the black women and black folks have become the base of the Democratic Party. So you do owe your base something, like Trump. I mean, we act like that's brand new. Oh, we should go hire a bunch of black people. We should not pander to black folks, but there are so many qualified black men and women for these positions. Why do we got to force you to go hire them?
Go ahead. I'm just gonna say when you was talking about the handouts with civil rights, I think you talking about legislation. You was talking about handouts or whatever. There would be no need for handouts if we would have got our 40 acres and a mule in the first place.
Wait a minute. Say again now. I like this guy. Say again now.
If we would have got our 40 acres and a mule in the first place, there would be no reason for handouts. Or if the government wouldn't have stole our money from the Freedmen's Bank, wouldn't be no reason for no handouts.
If you don't burn us up in Black Wall Street, there would be no need. And I'm gonna just say this because I'm a Democrat that I believe in government, right? Because I believe. Listen, number one, I pay into that entity. So when I'm hurting, I want that entity to help me. I mean, serious business, right? I mean, just like borrowing your cousin some money, nigga, I want my money back.
No doubt.
I believe that there's a role. I don't think government should overreach. I'm not for it. I'm not one of those Democrats. But I do believe that there's a government sometimes has to protect you from yourself, and government has a role. Black folks have, and Republicans always say that this war is me. No, I'm just describing to you what's real. For so long and for too long, again, you've had your foot on the necks of our back, right? Now, we got to learn as people to work within that circle to get out of that circle, and we can. Absolutely. So the answer is, see, too often we let white folks come in thinking they have the answers. I say, no, you don't have the solution to our problems. You have the resources, okay? Right. Just give us the money, step back, let us handle it. And if we F up, we F up.
So there's go ahead,
yeah. See, me and him talk about this all the time. Right? See, I believe at this point, if they give us 40 acres, it's going to have all type of strings hanging from that thing. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I mean? It's going to have all type of strings because you know why? It's supposed to. Because they playing that game.
Yeah.
Like, they're playing the game. We can't sit here and be like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna take these millions that they giving to me, and I think I'm gonna be good. Nah, they're gonna be like, oh, you need to do this. You need to do this every week. You need to do this every 4 days. You know what I mean? So my thing is like this. It's like, if we want it, we can't ask.
You gotta take it.
You gotta take it. If you asking, somebody else is in power. You feel what I'm saying?
Yep.
If we waiting for some white folks to throw cash down on us, we still in the lower position. You feel what I'm saying?
And so, like, that's where I ultimately come back, right? So when I talk about the handouts, I always want to make sure to keep this concise. I'm saying that as a general rule, right, the Democrat Party's mentality has been, in order to solve X issue of disparity that exists, right, whether that's financial disparity, whatever, it's like, let's do these handouts. Like, one of the big things, even right now, right, when they talk about the earned income child tax credit that is helping working families, right, that is, to me, another aspect in which I'm saying that by doing certain things, there's this psyche that goes in. When you talk about the 40 acres and a mule, the thing that I guess the thing that I always wonder myself, and it's going to be a messy way to say it, all right?
Nigga, Tariq
black people, okay, as a percent, have greater poverty than, like, as a percent of the total population than white people. White people, of the total number, there are more poor white people in America, right, than total poor black people. But as a percent, black people have a higher, a higher percentage.
Absolutely, honestly, yep.
And so when I say this, you got to try and envision that it is a small percentage, but as a impact to the rest of the group, how many dollars, I don't know if it's proper, how much dollars, if I could give you the calculation from the Great Society 2, right, and calculate how much money has been given out on services, right, to poor people, and of those poor people that are black, what would that dollar amount equal? And I'm not trying to give this as an argument to say that reparations, the idea is off the table, because I'm open to the idea. We're actually going to have a guest, and I didn't even tell you this, next week, that has an idea, and they're going to be on, to solve poverty, right? To solve poverty in the United States overnight.
What color is the person, though?
Black. He's black.
Then I'm gonna listen.
And so,
then I'll listen.
So I'm always open to it, but that's where this argument comes. Now I want to segue into another issue that kind of, I think, in my mind, it goes hand in hand with this. We were talking before the show that there's been this tension between black Americans and we'll call them African immigrants, right? Right. Now, for those people that have never heard of this because you're white, because I knew about it because my father's from Africa. He told me, certain aspects. If you've watched the movie Friday, there's kind of this beef between, there's beef with the African booty scratcher guy, whatever, right? No, but in the last couple of weeks, I was made aware, and it kind of blew up again, that there's this ongoing kind of dispute between what you would call, what some would call a foundational Black American, FBA, or, a descendant of slaves that live in America, and Africans that immigrated to America, we'll say post 1960 something. And so, Tevin, there's a story that I sent you that kind of encapsulates this, and I want to have a discussion from y'all's perspective, because I am not a foundational Black American. Okay, my father immigrated here in the late 70s, early 80s, and my mother is white. To my knowledge, I don't have any lineage of slavery. Now, my father's from Sierra Leone, right? Right. And who knows? Maybe there is some lineage of people that were brought over to America or to the West Indies that ended up going back, because everybody knows about the ship Amistad, right? Yep, give us free.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Yep. That was my dad's country. But yeah, so there's this conversation, and it was kind of kicked off by this one guy named Tariq Nasheed. And I just wanted to kind of hear from y'all.
So you asking us, is there differences between niggas and Africans?
No, here's what I'm asking, right? So when we're talking about, right, my big beef is this individual, right, aspect, this component when we talk about conservatism and why is it that I don't like racial identity politics, is because
Could you be tripping?
Because we can't even, within this conversation, talking about foundational Black Americans, ADOS, versus African immigrants, there is a distinction and a difference, because when you start going into group identity, that identity will be redefined into what is closer and closer to that group's belief system. And so in
Some
America,
of them like to assimilate to white culture.
So you
that's the thing about it.
Sure, you
they
might say
think
white
that
culture.
black. Well, it is because they think
they
think less of us because they think that we sold out as slaves.
But when
So
we
they
start
want to
talking
assimilate to
about
white culture.
percentages, right, there is huge population growth in African immigrant. We'll call that's the African immigrant community is the growing community, right?
Well, hell, they all live in Brooklyn Park.
It's gigantic, and it's not just Somalian. It's Liberian, it's West African, it's Nigerian,
And they all live in Brooklyn Park.
So I want to get y'all's opinion on how this works, man.
So I've been listening to Tariq Nasheed for a long time. You know what I'm saying? For a few years now. And to be honest with you, I think most of the conversation comes from reparations, right? So you got the foundational Black Americans, and then you got the African immigrants. And I think what started to happen was that on the topic of reparations, there were what they call non-FBA, which are immigrants, speaking on the topic of reparations, which they have no right to. And so what's been happening is a lot of the immigrants have been saying, oh, we don't need no reparations. And so people will look at them and be like, oh, well, there's black people coming out saying we don't need no reparations. But then when you look under the hood, it's like, you wouldn't get no reparations in the first place. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So I think that's where it came from, and I think a lot of the times, especially dealing with his show, we will all like all black people to be able to come together and be as one in some sort of, you know what I'm saying, some sort of way. But I think what happens is that black immigrants come over here and they don't recognize that foundational Black Americans, we didn't come to America. We built America. We fought for immigration for them to even be able to come over here. They get benefits because we fought for benefits for them to be able to come over here and get benefits.
Hey, what the girls do?
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if that recognition is given to foundational Black Americans, I think everything will be fine. But often, a lot of immigrants come over here and they look at us and they say, oh, you're lazy, you complain about systemic racism, you complain about this, complain about that, and they don't give us and our ancestors proper respect for building this country. And I think that's where it did the line.
I mean, see, me and him think a little different on this, man. Like, I'm not even concerned, you know what I mean, about what white folks think about me, what Africans think about me. You know what I mean? It just ain't even my, like, I don't even know, man. It's hard for me to even go there. You know what I mean? Like, cause when we was kids, we was on some, yo, you an African booty scratcher. Yeah. We was one of the kids. You know what I mean? We said everybody got jokes. Yeah. You know what I mean? We definitely said it. You know what I mean? But like I said, when I first came to Minnesota, I was in the warehouses and everything, man, eating with Africans. You know what I mean? That's who I talked to.
You had fufu?
Yeah. Oh, fufu. I had fufu. Hey, man.
Fufu. That's my jam,
all that stuff, man.
I only learned that because of good times.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, fufu, cassava leaf, all that stuff,
my dad
man.
would make peanut butter stew with fufu.
Peanut butter what?
Peanut butter stew with fufu. Yeah, it's a West African dish.
Any meat in it?
It's beef and peanut butter and tomato paste and onions and okra. It's good.
Okra?
Yeah. So, it's funny that you say that, right? Because when the conversation about, black people need to support other black people, right?
Right.
This is my problem, right? And I'm hearing the conversation that you're having, right? Mm-hmm. But the issue is, this is what I hate about tribal identity, because it will continue to be reductive to the unit that you will find a way. So let's pretend that we just wave a wand, right?
Right.
And you know, we fast forward 15 years and there's this beef that goes on between FBAs and non-FBAs, and FBAs get the reparations, right?
Right.
And then they say, okay. My family was in the North, right?
Yep.
And my family was in Georgia. So we can trace our lineage, or my family is from Tulsa, right? And my family, we had a bank, and this is why we should get this. And then all of a sudden you have, I'm the Tulsinians, I'm the Georgianians, right? And that to me, that's what happens.
It's enough money to pay them all.
We do that anyway.
It's enough money to pay them all.
When we get that money, it's definitely gonna go down like that.
Yeah, we'll pay them all.
They definitely gonna do that.
We do that broke. We got Bloods and Crips. And I'm from VA, and I'm from
exactly.
We do that anyway. We do that broke.
But that's what I don't like about
Well, you gotta get used to it.
Look, that's always be my beef, though.
Let me say, look, we got about 10 minutes here, and I want to get y'all opinion on a few more topics real here.
Yeah.
But quickly too, to end that, that's what Negroes do, rich or poor. We don't. I mean,
that's what humans do. Is my point, and that's the reason why America is so unique. Is because we said that we want to have an individual, and I know we're not perfect. Are there a bunch of white people that are like, yeah, go white people? Of course there are.
Right.
You know, that already happens. But I'm saying that the idea and the principle is that we should be able to be like, here's the thing that we're proud of, but I need to see myself as more. And maybe it's because of my experience, because I am multi-ethnic. Right. I truly
tell white Republicans that, though. Okay, that's what you do.
And just as real quick before we go to a different topic. They always want foundational Black Americans to be the first ones to stop tribalism.
That's right.
Let everybody else stop their tribalism first, and then we'll stop ours.
That is so true, though, for real, right? They always want one of us to be the sacrificial lamb. Here I come, bald. That is so damn true. Thank you, bro. That is exactly. In any time, I always want that Negro. You gonna try it first. The black guy got hurt. Oh, okay. Give me a break. Okay, quickly now. Look. Let me not go in order. Police problems. All right, as black men, y'all fathers.
Yeah, both.
Both y'all fathers.
Yeah.
Okay, we've had. He's not a dad yet, and he's gonna have that too. Have y'all had the talk with? And y'all got boys?
Yeah. Yep. 3.
You had 3 boys.
Yes.
You had the talk yet?
Not yet.
Will you?
I will have that talk, but see, my thing is like I don't want to dim they light so quick. You know what I mean? But when the time come, I will, because I feel like us as black people, we have a way of dimming our kids' lights before they even grow to be anything. You know what I mean? We tell, oh, you know what? You know you're gonna get shot. You know what? After you get shot, you know you're gonna do this. You ain't gonna be that. You know you can't go to college. Oh, you know what I mean? The kid ain't even 5 yet. You know what I mean? He can't grow. So I'll wait. I'll wait. You know what I mean? I'll wait till about. Shoot.
What's your oldest boy?
Nah, he's 10. 10 years old.
So not yet. You won't have that talk.
Not yet.
But you will.
But I will. I will have that talk. But I get. See, the talk that I have with him is the confidence talk. You know what I mean? You got to outwork. When you want something, you got to outwork him. Yeah. You got to outwork the next man beside you. I don't care what color he is. You gotta outwork him. If you want a girl, you better make sure you outwork this dude over here. You know what I mean? You outwork everybody.
The next man.
You outwork the next man. You know what I mean? Like that's what I teach him. You know what I mean? I teach him to be strong, be mentally strong. You know what I mean? You can have dark days. We all know that. You can have dark days. You got to be able to overcome them. You know what I mean?
It sounds like, though, that your talk is a little bit different than your talk.
No. So he said he's going to have the talk. He's just not now.
I want to. I guess I'll be more specific. In your version of the talk, does it go something like, as a black man or black woman, you got to be careful around police? Is that how your talk goes?
Fuck yeah.
It's a serious question.
When that time come, definitely. You have to, you have to let them know that, because when something go wrong, and you ain't let them know that, shoot, that's on your hands. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so you have to at least let them know that. You know what I mean? Because it is. I mean, we ain't creating no world that it ain't. You know what I mean? We know what it is. You know what I mean? So you got to tell your kids about it. My thing is, I don't want to do it too early. You know,
but our dad did it with us early.
Yeah,
at 9 or 10, the same age your boy is now.
Yep.
I had to talk. Yeah, how old were y'all? Same age?
Yeah, we might have been even younger. Man, my dad had this. I just remember we still got the book. My dad gave us this big black book, and it had the first page is the slave ship. The last page is whenever the last said the book was made in the 70s. It had probably had some 70s stuff in there. So it went all the way through, you know what I'm saying, many years of black people being in America. And so I just remember on one of those pages it had the athletes with the fish in the air at the Olympics.
He was
Jesse, what was his name? Jesse?
Not Jesse Owens, but the other guys.
You've been typical.
I think 68.
You've been typical. Not every black guy looks alike. Okay, not Jesse Owens. No.
But yeah. So he had a conversation with us super early. You know what I'm saying?
See, but the thing about it is so like our dad was a hustler in every sense of the word. He was a hustler, man. My mom was straight A student. You know what I mean? Our mom was the one that gave us the confidence. She was the one, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My mom would tell us like, y'all the best, y'all the da-da-da-da. My dad would give us that street talk.
Yeah,
you feel what I'm saying?
talk.
So we had both of those worlds, you know what I mean, at the same time.
I think black boys, I think they need that.
Okay,
Absolutely.
So I got a question then. For y'all, am I just a statistical outlier here?
Yes.
And the reason I've always been truly curious about having the conversation talk, because I've asked so many people this, right? And I've tried to explain, like, I have had plenty of interactions with law enforcement where I've had guns pulled on me, I've been put on the ground, things like that, right?
Right.
Most of those reasons, like almost all of them, were because there's specific reasons why I did that. And so I'm not gonna sit here and try and be naive and say that my luck is bad, but I guess my dad didn't have the talk with me. What my dad said was that basically, if law enforcement comes, you don't mess with cops. Like, you listen what they gotta say, you do what they're gonna say. Now, my dad was part of like his philosophy. Like, he was all about.
Pops was militant though.
He was militant, yeah. He was a Malcolm X cat, right?
Yeah.
And when he got arrested, I mean, till the day that this man died, he was like, I was framed. And I was like, Dad, you weren't.
So
framed,
your
dog.
pops had to talk with you. He just, like you say, he just had it differently.
It
but
was
your
different.
pops pre-warned you of white folks and cops and how to deal
But
with
he
them.
didn't.
That's
But that's
the talk,
the thing,
bro. That's the talk.
He didn't frame it as a white folk thing. He framed it as
Well,
this is
listen,
an
he might did
authority
because
thing.
he was married to a white lady, and I'm not saying that
And
that
his
isn't
kid
the
was half
reason.
white, yeah.
So he might have thought he had to walk a different line. But your pops, you just told us all.
Right,
he
but-
had that talk with you. He
but-
said,
but again,
when you deal with white folks,
Right.
But here's my issue. Here's my issue. In the talk, the version that y'all talking about, you are bringing up the fact that the race is the important factor, whereas
Hell yeah, I am.
I think the
Yes, I am.
important factor of the talk is that it's about not that race can be a factor or a
no,
component.
it's the factor.
And that's my beef with
I'm
it.
gonna tell you.
Let's go ahead.
I'm just saying one thing. I'm just saying one thing.
Yeah.
You know what's
Go ahead.
crazy? My pops will tell you the black ones is the worst.
cops.
Yep. My
What do I tell you?
Yo,
What do I tell you?
Statistically speaking, black
my pops
officers
will tell
more
you.
likely to
Yeah, a
shoot.
cop is a cop.
Yo, my pops is like, yo, the black ones got something to prove to the other white ones.
Would you
They
just
the
listen
ones-
to our conversation
you know
last
what
week? Boy, I said that.
You know what I mean? He like
Yes.
they the ones that got something to prove.
They do.
They the ones showing off. You
Those
feel what
will
I'm
be,
saying?
especially when
Like,
they're with
watch
their
for
white
them.
counterparts.
You know what I mean?
They will whoop your ass if they're with a white guy
Yep.
and they think that you're being disrespectful.
Right,
He,
yep.
He pulls his pants up.
Right.
He starts talking to you like
Yeah.
a boy. Right.
Yep.
And you're like, because you're like, brother, hey, don't call me brother. It's like,
Right.
oh, when he says
yeah,
that,
oh, you know you done.
You in trouble.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, you like,
You in trouble.
oh,
When you
yeah.
say brother to another dude, another brother, and he tells you, don't call me brother, I'm an officer. It's like, oh, he finna whoop my ass.
Yeah.
He's finna, so
Oh,
I better
man.
practice with.
But you know what? And the reason why we always got to shine light on the police and police brutality is that we can have these talks with our kids and we can be like, you respect officers, you know what I'm saying, do what they say and comply. But that's on a great day. most times you run into police officers on the worst day of your life.
100%.
You run into police officers when you probably are out of control. So we don't need a situation where you're having the worst. You're a great guy. You probably got a clean record. You're having the worst day of your life, and you're a little bit out of control. And you run into a cop, or a cop is called on the scene, and you get shot because you're having the worst day of your life.
Or you're just jogging, or you're just at the store. You know what I'm saying? Or you got a black woman. And I told you, it's hell to be unemployed with a black woman. Now listen, listen,
man,
woo!
man,
listen.
We might get kicked. We might get kicked off the radio for that.
Listen, you want the cop to come in and shoot you because what she putting on you,
like, get me,
dude. It's hell. I tell for real, white folks speak thing. I'm playing. I'm like, bruh, that is a stress. That is a stress. It's like. Dude, when your woman is upset with you because you ain't got no job and she think you ain't contributing, brother, she would demean, belittle your ass, and you be like,
it only take. There's only so many times you can clean that house up.
You know you can wash them dishes so many times.
And let me say something. I gotta listen.
Here's what I will say though, is that I mean I know that we kind of clowning, but my wife
clowning.
Listen, my wife is white.
I've been married twice to 2 black women.
If I was unemployed, she would not be having that either.
Right.
But listen, listen. I get it. Wives is a white, but I'm saying listen. I've heard a white guy say that too. Like, hey, you know what? My wife Pamela, she's like, dude, no. I'm talking about Tanisha. I'm talking about Shaquana. I'm talking about one of them getting in your ass because you ain't got no job. It ain't Pamela can't put nothing on you, like. Tanisha or Shaquana can, for real. Do you hear what I tell you? Listen, boy, that's why I say I'm glad that the Minneapolis police have that new group that they go out with the police officers. In fact, I applied to go out with them, right?
Yeah. Right.
Because, for real, when a brother is stressed, him and his girl are going through it, she doesn't necessarily, she called the police. But she didn't want that brother obviously killed. But she doesn't necessarily even want him to go to jail. Right. He's in the house. You didn't belittle me. Now I'm finna choke you. He ain't finna really. He's not trying to kill. He's upset now, right? He knows what he's going through. But when that cop comes, who's come with his hand on the gun, talking rough to you in my crib,
right?
And she just got done talking to me crazy too. Yep. Okay, which one of y'all want to get hurt?
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's different. So we have to. There does need to be police reform. I know y'all don't like those.
No.
You're for it. You are for it.
Yeah, I would say that people are. If you're against reform because you think that cops are unassailable, then you smoke crack because.
Crack
cops are human beings.
Yep.
And human beings are corruptible, and if not checked in the way that things change, and we've had people on this show that talk about, we've moved kind of to this militaristic police system, and we have to get back in some way, shape, or form to an officer that is part of that community and stop being so confrontational. 100%.
Right. See, I'm not on no defund the police stuff at all. You know what I mean?
No.
But I'm for holding somebody accountable for what happened. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. That's what I'm for. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna be saying defund the police. You know what I mean? When crime is going crazy.
High,
you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. But I do believe they should have those people coming in with the cops. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. You don't know. I don't know if y'all watched the show. I was working for a group that was anti defund the police because I don't believe you throw the baby out with the bathwater, right?
Right. Absolutely.
Exactly. We had a total now of over 200 murders in Minneapolis for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy. I've lived here, I don't know, since the 80s now. I ain't never seen Minneapolis. I mean, 95. Okay, that's an anomaly.
Yep.
But 2 straight years where you've had 90+ murders, bro, that's scary and crazy. So, look, y'all got to come back. Because, like,
man,
you having niggas together.
This too soon, man. Good gracious, man.
Especially when you got niggas together and you be laughing and lying and going on. You know, it's like being at the barbershop. It's like going to the barbershop. It's like,
hey, maybe we'll do an episode where we're at the barbershop.
Yeah, man. Hey, we can do that. Yo, let's do that, man.
We better make sure let's make a block for 2 hours.
Man, we got to.
We got to put my FBA card here.
Oh Lord,
I never been to a barbershop.
Oh my gosh,
I used to have this.
You should have waited till we got off.
Back in Devil's Lake, there was this Asian lady named Trini.
And then you let an Asian woman cut your hair.
Cut my hair.
And a woman to cut your hair. We got to talk.
She
Hey,
did,
man.
she was able to do fades.
No,
Believe me, listen.
She did an Asian fade, which probably wasn't like a shag or something.
I don't know where she learned, but
no, I'm sorry, you guys call it a mullet.
I don't know where she learned it, but she was like one of the only people that could cut my hair. Because I remember I had like this old white guy when I was like 13 or 14 cut my hair.
They use scissors in your hair.
I was like, no.
White guys always use scissors.
Because I was like, I want to fade, whatever. And I got done. I was like, what's wrong with my hair?
You can't cut my hair with no scissors.
I've lost a lot of hair, but I've never had tight curls. Like I have the loosest hair of all my siblings. And it's weird because I have the darkest complexion, but the loosest hair. But my youngest sibling, before he lost his hair, he had the tightest curls, right? He had like ethnically black hair. I had like this, I don't know, kind of like I was Samoan or Somalian or something.
right. Yeah,
but I still had curl to it. But when they would cut it up, but maybe that would be my first experience, man.
Yeah, man. We need to do something, man.
Hey,
it was good.
you guys got a podcast too, right?
Yeah.
So tell us a couple where they can find it, how to
get
days.
I know you got a book, right?
Yeah, man. Let's argue with Prince Carlton on KRSM 98.9. You got all the stats. You got I got a book out, Black Masculinity.
You got a book out right now.
Yeah, book out right now. It's on Barnes & Noble. You can order it online. You type in Black Masculinity, it comes up. It's the first thing to come up. The reason why I wrote that book is because I think it's a lot of demasculization with black men going on. You look at TV shows, you see the dresses, you see the weak black man. You see 20 people on the show. They had 20 people on the show. 19 of them white. They had one black dude up there. You feel what I'm right. You know what I mean? And that's what they teaching our sons. In a time where we need to be strong, and powerful, they teaching us how to buckle, So I wrote the book Black Masculinity.
You should have brought it, and we'll make sure that we put it on our website so that folks can find it. I love that because being in having two marriages, bro, and not understanding till now, honestly, the last 2 years when I was going through therapy, figuring out that I was emasculated. And you don't, as a black man, you don't know it, right?
Right.
That heat she's putting on you because you don't have a job. There's some emasculation going on you, right? And so, but you go with the flow because you don't know it. And so, like you said, it desensitized and what's the other word? Feminizes sometimes.
Right.
Men, like you say, on a TV show, instead of having one of us on there, they put. And we're not talking about, I don't mean any disrespect, but they'll put the homosexual black guy on the show to show how sensitive black men can be. Look, I'm a sensitive black dude.
Right.
I'm a sensitive black dude, but I'm a black man.
Right. The three things that you need as a black man or as a man, you need to protect. You need to be able to protect, provide, and display leadership. They're the three things that you need. That's what men do. Provide, protect, and display leadership. They're the three things that men need to have.
That's word. That's word.
Because you're going to get called out of your household if you ain't providing, number one. You know what I mean?
Just real quick, you could on Instagram it's the morning show Let's Argue, Twitter _Let's Argue Now, and then we also on fan base. So it's at Let's Argue Show. You know what I mean? So
Black owned fan base.
What days did y'all podcast air?
Monday.
What time?
6 a.m. Early.
Does it?
So on the radio.
On the radio, yeah.
On the radio,
Yeah,
KRSM.
after, yeah.
Yep, 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. And then shortly after, like around 8 a.m.
Stream everywhere.
Yeah, we'll go live with the podcast, and you can get it anywhere. And we usually release the video probably like that same day or the next day. So.
iHeartRadio, Spotify.
Yeah.
We still on Spotify.
I know, right? Right. But don't.
You guys also had a couple. You had Dr. Peter McCullough.
Dr. Peter McCullough.
Yeah, I watched that. That was super dope.
Yep.
You guys have had a
What's
lot
the
of
athlete
good
you guys
guys.
had on there that was anti?
Jonathan Isaac. Jonathan Isaac. Great.
Wait, okay,
great
look,
guy.
we got to go. But I'm actually. Are you vaccinated?
Absolutely not.
Are you vaccinated?
No.
Oh my God. Why did I even ask that? Right? Why did I even ask
Hey,
that?
the statistics. What did I say? 50%.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
50%.
Okay, but real quick synopsis. What's like in a 1 second answer? Why aren't you vaccinated?
Okay, I'm not vaccinated because
1 second.
You see. Okay, I'm gonna try to do.
I don't trust the government.
Bam.
Yeah. I don't trust the government, but we did our homework prior to this. If y'all go back, we got an episode. It was Bill Gates. It's called Bill Gates.
Yeah.
We talked about everything that you're seeing right now. We said this in 2020.
Yeah, probably like March of 2020.
March or April 2020. Everything that's going on now. We talked about the passports, the vaccine. It was called digital passports. We just sat there. We talked about it and watched every step of the way everything take place. You know what I mean? So we was a little ahead of the game. So we knew absolutely not to take the, you know what I mean, the shot. I don't want to be no conspiracy theorist.
No.
If everybody got it, you know what I mean?
No. But that's what we were saying. That most black folks, we talked to the on air and off the air.
Yep.
But the bottom line to me is the reason that statistic is so high for black folks not being vaccinated is because of the mistrust of government.
Absolutely.
No other reason.
Position
not because we don't want to be covered or
and it will
not
never
be
change. My
well,
position
it's just
is
distrust of government.
Right.
Period.
People have a choice. Talk to your doctor, do your research, but I am down with people making decisions about their lives.
Absolutely.
Even if other people think that those are poor decisions.
Absolutely.
You live your life.
True.
I'll live
But just
my
stay your
life.
sick ass away from me. No, I'm good with that.
Hey, man, that's why I ain't come last time, man. I was like, man, they probably had masks and everything on, man. I come up in there.
Hey, but listen. Oh, Lord. Listen, man, an hour goes so fast, and we got to have y'all back quick because I love this conversation.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
definitely,
When you get
man.
brothers in a room with different opinions, that's a beautiful thing, man. And that's how we build things, right?
Yep, absolutely.
You know, like you said, that's how you display the leadership, you know, and that's how you learn protection because I don't know everything. You could school me on things, and you're schooling me on things, how to treat my my woman who hopefully is still watching, baby. I hope you're still watching, okay, sweetheart. I hope you're still watching. And that's how we learn. And I totally respect that and love that. That's what I'm saying. I love to evolve. I'll be 44 this year, bro. And I'm glad to open my eyes to different things, right?
Absolutely.
You know, and not just be this blind black Democrat,
Right.
You know,
It's good, yeah.
And so
I don't think it's good to be blind anything.
right, true.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm such a well. I see there I go in saying I'm such a party man, but I mean I am, bro. I grew up as a Democrat. It was you know we've been to this,
Right.
so I love the party. I just want to change, and I know that there's some. Okay, okay.
Yo, it's so crazy. I want to say one I say. It's so crazy because me and him was talking about it. He's like, yo, when you go to a barbershop, we used to have a barbershop. We had the black Democrat guy. We had the guy who ain't mess with the government. We had the black Republican. We had the independent guy. Every single last one of them is black. All of them black. You know what I mean? We, see, but in society, what we think is like, oh, okay, this dude ain't vote for Democrat. He ain't black no more.
Word.
You know what I mean? We all, everybody, black people come with different opinions, different shades, different ideas, different everything. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like we don't all need to think the same.
That's
you know
right.
what I mean? All
Yeah.
Asians don't think the same.
Yeah.
All
Right.
Mexicans
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All white people don't think the same. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But we all in this together though.
And that's
You know
why
what
I
I mean?
evolved, bro, because I always thought that we are such a monolithic group that we all thought alike.
Right.
I mean, we pretty much do, but we still have the different opinion. You know, I can pretty much say what y'all ain't gonna go for. Y'all can do that for us. Like,
Right.
hey, we ain't going for that.
Right, exactly.
But I don't need you to pigeonhole me, and I think that's what we
Absolutely.
do too often.
Yep.
You know, it's okay that we think alike, but too often we pigeonhole each other. We gotta
Right.
get out of that crap, you know,
Right.
and uplift. And it's not just words. I mean, we gotta start doing it because, like you just said. Nowadays, over the last 2 years, if nothing else has taught you but to look out for your family and your community,
Yep.
then you never will.
Yep.
Because we are in dire straits right now
Yep.
as a people, as a community, as a country, right?
Yep.
And if we're not looking out for a family, that beautiful wife of yours you married to, right?
Yep.
Your wives,
Yep.
right? And my baby, I hope you're still watching too. You know, and your family. We're lost, bro.
Yep.
We're lost, and that's where we lose our community because we start failing our women. We start failing each other as brothers
Absolutely.
too.
Mhm.
We don't think about it. He too hard to. No,
Man.
I love you, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We got to tell each other
But
that.
we
So-
also got to be strong. As men, we got to be
Yeah.
strong. The
Yeah.
women got to be able to depend on us.
That's right.
You know
We
what I
gotta
mean? We
lead them.
can't fold.
That's
You know what I
right.
mean? We got. I mean, I understand. Like it is everybody is their own person, man. But it's like we got to put that cape on, man. It's just
Yeah.
the cause we was dealt. We got to put that cape on. You know what I mean? We got to handle business.
Oh my
Word.
God.
We will
Yep.
continue
Oh my
this
God.
conversation
I
in
love
another
this.
episode.
Yeah.
This is dope. If you guys enjoyed the show, please make sure to hit that link tree /BRBD. Think about making a contribution to us. We'd appreciate it. Find us on TikTok. We got another video that started going viral.
Tomorrow, okay? I'm gonna put up one tomorrow.
So find us up on TikTok. Share the link to this episode. Share it wherever it is.
This was one of our best ones, so make sure you share this.
I appreciate y'all,
If
man.
you don't share this, you ain't black.
You ain't black.
I'm AK Kamara.
I'm Jamar Nelson, man.
All
See
right.
y'all next week.
Peace.